Hey, it's Chase with the Whitney Team again here in Cyprus, and it's time for episode 3 of Cocktails and Questions. Today I'm going to be going over refinancing your current mortgage. Is it a good idea? When does it make sense? And kind of the pros and cons to consider when you are contemplating a refi. Today, I'm kind of in a beer mood. Last week and this week, it's hot, and ice cold beer sounds good. So this is interesting. I got this one from the Orange County Beer Fest. Did a digital deal this time around where they ship the beers to your house. They had a Zoom meeting and stuff. We did it for a friend's birthday, but I thought this would be kind of fun. This one is called the Insane Clown Posse. It's a band. If you haven't heard of them, go Google them. You might get a kick out of it. It's quite wild. But anyway, it's called Frothy Whoop Dub Clown Craft Beer. Sippin', tastin', and slurpin'. Soon you be wasted and burpin'. It's 4.5%. I don't think the second half will be true, but anyways, this is from the Inland Empire Brewing Company. I figured the can was actually kind of funny, so I'm a little bit nervous. Let's see what we got here. Fine. It's interesting. We'll call that interesting. Okay, so we'll see if it's any better as it progresses. But so what is a refinance, right? So you already have a home. You've taken a mortgage out. Could have been 6 months, 6 years, or 16 years ago. And a refinance is basically you applying for a new loan. The new lender would pay off your existing balance, and then you would refinance or take out a new loan in the amount that would cover your previous mortgage. So we just did it on our house, and kind of why I thought it might have been a relevant question, because interest rates are so low right now, and I think a lot of people could take advantage of this and make it make sense. But there are some things to consider. So, for example, in my situation, we bought the house literally 9-10 months ago in July last year. We locked our rate then at 3.9%, which was a great rate back in July. Under 4% at that time was great. That was where we were at, and rates are now, because of the current climate, at 3.25%, 3.5%. We got fortunate enough to lock back earlier in March at 3.125%. That's 3.125. So it might not sound like much, but we are dropping about $260 a month off our payment. The downside of which is that we are re-upping for a new 30-year term, but since we're so new, it's not that much of a detriment. But they do finance in the cost, so nothing out of pocket for us. And most refinances are the same, where you're not going to bring in any money out of pocket to cover any of the fees. They do rope them in or kind of build them into your loan amount. So take a look at that, and then also know that our break-in point now, or our break-even point, that is, where we would lose money if we sold, is about 18-19 months from now. The new loan amount is actually more than it was before, because again, they're financing in some costs, but the monthly payment is where we're making it up, and we're going to be here a long time, so it made sense for us. If you bought a house in the last year to 4 or 5, you might really look into this. A lot of lenders are doing them, some are not. Funds are dry in certain establishments. The refinance market is very hot right now, and there are certain lenders that are literally out of money. So take a look into who might be doing them. We have some great references. If you want to reach out, we'd be happy to get you our 3 that we've used personally over the years, and refer, of course, professionally as well. The other thing to consider is a cash out refi, right? That is when you're going to refinance your loan plus a specified amount, and then take out that balance in cash out refi. Different to a HELOC. I'll touch on that briefly in a second here, but cash out refi is going to be a little bit more expensive. The term, we were debating between the two. The first type, where is a standard refinance, it's called a rate and term, versus a cash out, and it was about 1/8 to 1/4% more expensive for a cash out, because again, you're taking money out that you're not going to have to pay back right away. You do pay it back in the loan, but that is a little bit different. So the rates are a little bit higher there, but if you want to pull out money out of your property to buy a second property, education, remodeling, you want cash in the bank, you can do a couple different things there. It is more expensive, like I mentioned, and good option though. Again, if you need the money for any purpose, it's a heck of a lot cheaper than a credit card, but you also are when you hear mortgaging your house or borrowing against your house, you are doing that. So talk to us. We can help you understand the different kind of terms, what to pay attention to. And then real quick, since I mentioned it earlier on, HELOC or home equity line of credit. It's not terrible. It's just, I wouldn't buy it again, but I didn't have a choice. It was in a sampler pack. I didn't know it was coming, so kind of fun. Anyways, home equity line of credit or a HELOC. Think of that as a credit card where your house is the collateral. So that would be a revolving term. These are typically, very commonly, 10-year borrow, 10-year pay, meaning you have 10 years to use the funds. Borrow, pay back, borrow, pay back, borrow, pay back. However, after that 10-year mark, or whatever the term is that you negotiate with the lender, after that 10 years, the balance locks, and then it amortizes over that remaining 10 years. So different, that is, again, revolving. So if you borrow 20 grand, right up front, you pay back 10, you've got another 10 available. So you are able to kind of use that ongoing. And a lot of folks do that for renovations, a new roof, an add-on, that kind of a thing where you can, again, borrow against your house. The rate on a HELOC, however, is not fixed. When you refinance your house, rate and term or cash out, it's a fixed rate, 15-year term, 30-year term, kind of a standard mortgage. You're kind of rebuying your house, however, just dealing with the loan versus the purchase price of the property. On a HELOC, it is usually a factor of the prime rate. So they do vary up and down a little bit with the market. So that's one thing to consider on the HELOC side of things. But a lot to consider. It's a great time to refinance if you are anywhere close to, anywhere above 4%. Even in high threes might now not make as much sense because I think rates are now about 3.25%, maybe 3 3/8, depending on the lender, your finances, your credit scores, etc. But it could be a great time to consider. We have some phenomenal references we can send you to. We can answer any questions regarding this. I literally just finished it. We signed our documents yesterday and are funding it or kind of bring it to fruition on Monday of next week. So got some very recent experience personally too. So again, might be a great way to save some money, might be a great way to lower your payment and take advantage of the current interest rates. So again, if we can help with anything, let me know. If we can help with anything else real estate related about the market, what's going on, what we're expecting, what we're seeing day to day, reach out. And again, if you have any questions about real estate in general you want me to address on a video, I can keep it anonymous. I can let you know who it was that asked, but let me know in the comments, shoot us an email. Website's www.4realestatehelp.com. We are here to help. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.